this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're going to get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, just vibe. But you don't think it all. I've been calling you, but you don't think it all. I'm so sick of it. Just let the vibe seep in. I've been calling you about your kids and yours. Your selfish bird telling me to stay. I've run out of patience. Yeah. Let that Virgo moon heal you. Marcel Reacts, how you doing? Vibe. Yeah. Welcome to Something Priceless. We're going to take just a few minutes to let a few people trickle in. And then we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Now today, the nitty gritty is going to consist of us touching on the transits and elaborating on the aspects that might be affecting you. But then we're going to get into the priceless top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Yeah. And when I say most dangerous, I mean most dangerous. And we'll talk about the different ways that manifests. But until then, just let that vibe hit you. Everything is vibration. Yeah. Yeah, straight like that. Hey, it's the Astro Girl Quay. What's up with it, babe? And beats by Bless Zone Now Music. Let's zone out. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in the door. And in doing so, understand this is not about ego. Nah. This is about algorithm. This just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to say, at least we can get out to the next motherfucker who is. Yeah. And that's priceless in its own right. I like that. And if you haven't smiled yet today, now would be the perfect time to do so. This is my personal invitation for you to smile immediately. Because at the end of the day, all I am is the smile on your face. All I am is the motherfucking vibe. Let's get into that Aries vibration too. I ain't trying to waste your time. I'm just trying to vibe with you. This is the Vibe Tribe. It ain't gonna be for everybody. There are thousands of us all over the world. We're here to raise the vibration with this knowledge and information. It might not be for you. If you come in on some troll shit or some fuck shit, you will be banned. I'm talking exiled immediately by myself or one of my constituents. Yeah. We're not hungry for attention or thirsty for subscribers. Nah. We already got it on and cracking. Yeah. Q, what it do? Tiger Lily. Can you feel me? Fantasy Flower Child, what's up, baby? Just let them trickle in. Let the haters hate. Let the vibe resonate. Just like that. I'm finna take you through the cosmos. Yeah. Flying high, away from misery. Yeah, that's the vibe. That's the kush. Welcome to the motherfucking function. Just smile. We're gonna take just a few minutes and then I'm gonna touch on the transits and elaborate on the aspects that might be affecting you. Love 12, my apprentice, 1212. That's what's up, Lord Death. Go live on your shit. Make sure you monetize though. If you ain't monetized, it just ain't no point. Maybe that's a Mars and Capricorn mindset. Miss Colston, you tuned in with the coldest. But I'm sure you've noticed. Yeah. Just vibe. See, we're gonna get to what's going on astrologically in just a second, but first, you gotta let that vibe get in you. See, you gotta be on the right vibration for you to feel me. That's the truth. So we gonna Let this vibe resonate. We're going to touch on the transits and elaborate on the aspects that might be affecting you. But then after that, we're getting to the priceless top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Yeah. Flying high, away from misery. Yeah. Ezekiel Torres, what's up, family? Yeah. Yeah, y'all done fucked up and swiped into some trio shit. You hear me? Some trio shit. Just vibe. We're gonna jam one more and then we're gonna get into it. Yeah. Still look good though, don't it? Buck teeth and all. See, when you hear this right here, this is a reminder that should you ever be up in the mountains hiking and you're walking down the trail and you encounter me being attacked by a bear, you better help the bear. That's what you better do. You better help the motherfucking bear. Yeah. Now, one real one always sweet like honey. Is that also your OnlyFans name? Now, anyway, before we get into that, what we're going to get into is astrology, numerology, things that help you raise your vibration through that knowledge and information about you. Maybe you don't get it. You might be vibrating too low. So with that, you got to go. Arrivederci. See, there's going to be a few of you that are going to have to come to the understanding that you might be able to observe this, but you won't ever be able to be a part of it. Your vibration is fucked up. You just can't get it. With the moon in Virgo and the black moon Lilith in Virgo, it's real easy to look at other people and see nothing but flaws, or look at something else and want to pick it apart. But doing that just exposes your own weakness. It lets us know you're a bitch. And then what do? We put you on another motherfucking plane. That means you can observe, but you won't be a part of it. See? Just like that. Just like that. As soon as you come in, you get put the fuck out. Yeah. What's up, Rich Wealthy? So, let me get back to what I was saying. In less than 2 minutes now, we're going to get into what's going on cosmically. That means I'm going to tell you what's going on with the astrological transits. We're going to look at where the sun is, the moon is, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron, the black moon Lilith, the north and the south node, and then we'll look at the numerology of the day. So, I hope you're ready. I'm going to put you up on game. I'm going to tell you what's going on energetically. Then you can do what you want to do with it. Now, after that, we're going to get into the priceless top 5 most dangerous astrological placements. Yeah. It might be one of you, or it might be me. I'm dangerous to that vagina. Hey, man, it's Friday, man. Nah, fuck that. Now let's talk about what's going on cosmically, man. Yeah. Shout out to motherfucking Orlando Brown, man. I look blitzed. I ain't even got started yet. But you gonna be all right. See, we already got 95 people in this bitch. We finna go ahead and have one of them days today. And I can only be here for about 2.5 hours. And time is money. You hear me? So I appreciate all of y'all with everything you got going on. But now this is where we get into what's going on cosmically, baby. Let me put you on. See, the sun is sitting at 2 degrees of Aries. So guess what? Passion is there. Courage is there. Awareness is there. All that allows for dynamic actions. This is a time of action. Yeah. Welcome to Aries season. Yeah, the time of the ram. We'll run right through your shit. Oh yeah, we'll run right through you. Run over you. And it ain't personal. Or is it? It don't have nothing to do with you. Not in Aries season. No, it's all about me. It's about me. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be selfish. The fact of the matter is, you got to look at this like the fact that, hey, man, I got to be my best self. I got to be dynamic in action and moving towards my highest expression. And highest ain't even a word. That just means I'm higher than a motherfucker. But guess what? There's also a term for that called exalted. The sun is exalted in Aries. Do you hear me? The sun is exalted in Aries. Do you hear me? Do you know why? Because this is an ultimate awareness. This is a courageous expression. This is a personification of personality. This is you. This is you. Send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. I'll hook you up with the merch. I got a few different styles of hats too. You feel me? This is Priceless of Knowledge of Self that you've clicked on. Now back to this. Yes. Aries is about self. The sun is shining on self. So this is self-development, self-actualization. And some people may say that's a selfish or self-centered expression, but guess what? As long as I'm trying to do my best, to be my best, then there's nothing negative that comes from this, and it shouldn't offend you. And if it offends you, that has something to do with you, not with me, because I'm just keeping it G. Yeah. This is an expression of vibration. This is that Aries energy. And the sun is sextile to Pluto. Pluto is at 1 degree of Aquarius. So when you see this, this is a dynamic expression. This is about changes. Changes that can make things better, bring healing. But you got to be willing to do it. This is putting action to your ideas. You hear me? This is where you get inventive. And before we go any further and anybody else says anything else about anybody's sexuality, let me say this. This is not about sexuality here. This is about spirituality. We don't care what you do in your free time. We want you to be happy doing whatever you do, so it doesn't fucking matter. You coming in and calling somebody one sexuality or another sexuality is not going to offend any of me or my constituents. That's the truth, because we don't give a fuck about that. What we give a fuck about is raising this vibration with this knowledge and information, and some of you ain't going to be able to handle it. So just chill. This is priceless knowledge of self. I'm finna help you. Help you by maybe even a foot to that ass. Now, with the sun sextile to Pluto, this is an intense energy. This is an intense time of change in a lot of people's lives. They got to do something differently. Pluto in Aquarius represents transformation. It represents something intensely different. The sun is an action in Aries. So you see actions towards intense changes. And if you're willing to make changes and you attack things head on, no matter what comes your way, then you end up with an awareness and sometimes an invention that could really put you forward way quicker than any other thing. See, Aquarius is electric. Aries is fire, cardinal fire. This is an electric fire lit up under you to make changes in your motherfucking life. Do you hear me? Now, let's get back to it. Because we have the moon. We have the moon at 6 degrees of Virgo. So this is about healing. This is about fixing. It's about doing what's best for you logically. It's not the most emotionally expressive energy. But if you're willing to deal with the little stuff, which this helps you see those in perspective, then it allows you to deal with things meticulously. And that helps you get the healthiest out of every situation. That's the truth for that right there. Yeah. The moon is opposite to Saturn. So this right here can represent some health issues for certain people. The people feeling uneasy, having some nervousness, having some worries. There's some worries creeping in. Some of them real and worth worried about, some of them not. You have to discern between the two. Everything is not healthy or worth dealing with or worrying about. Some stuff you just got to deal with, but other stuff you got to worry about. But you just might, there's a lot of people that just might not be feeling really well, and it's playing out physically because the moon is in Virgo. So you could have people who have digestive issues. I have in the last few hours or since last night. You could have people who just have a little bit more nervousness or a little bit more frenetic energy than usual. You have people who are really worried, and that's making them not feel really well. They feel stressed out. They feel tired. So you do need to make some type of way to process things and rest. Rest is important with this. You got to feel some type of way for you to healthily deal with everything you got to deal with. And Saturn represents things you got to deal with. In Pisces, that's fears and worries and addictions and shit that's sometimes not even worth worrying about because it's a delusion or the confusion and where the confusion comes from and lack of faith and all this other shit. Unresolved material, emotionally involved, unresolved material. So that right there is where you see the moon opposite to Saturn playing out with people. Yeah. It can be stressful. And it can be hard to rest. And there's some stuff you just got to deal with, but there's other stuff you got to rationally realize it ain't worth the energy or the time. You got to get into your most efficient expression. Yeah. This is about the most efficient expression of your energy, of your emotions. But understand, people are going to be analytical, critical, and technical with the moon in Virgo about themselves and situations. People are going to be infinitely more detail-oriented. Yeah, it's like that. Now, let's talk about Mercury, because Mercury is sitting at 21 degrees of Aries. And it's in that pre-retrograde shadow phase. That means it's slowing down. It's going to slow down over the next 7 or 8 days till it goes retrograde. And so it's going to not, Mercury usually moves 1.5, 2 degrees every day. And so as it slows down, it's going to get to where it only moves 6 degrees total in the next 8 days. So it slows down, it gets frustrating. That calls for conflicts, because you look at Aries energy. Aries energy wants to just deal with things straight on. It wants things to be quick. Not even quick. Gemini is more quick. Aries is fast. It wants to just be straight up, take care of things head on. Aries is assertive, if not aggressive. So people are going to be infinitely more argumentative. People are going to be saying what the fuck they mean. And don't get it twisted. No matter what anybody tries to clean up, when people speak right now, pay attention. As we go over the next few weeks, motherfuckers are saying exactly what they mean, because it's the first thing that came off their heart. That's the truth. They're saying what the fuck they mean, because it's coming straight off their motherfucking heart. And they can try to clean it up because they want to resolve relationships, but that's just the South Node. Ketu and Libra, which is the natural drive to want to clean things up and sugarcoat shit and make things better and have harmony. Sometimes you just gotta say what the fuck you mean and do what the fuck you gotta do, regardless of how the other motherfuckers feel about it. That's Aries energy. Now with Mercury and Aries, people are also gonna be in a lot of car wrecks. You can see some people with bleeding, with head injuries, just from driving too fucking fast, speeding, doing too much. Things just getting more aggressive in whatever you're dealing with. What else, man? Well, Mercury and Aries also, as it slows down, it creates conflicts between people. Verbal altercations that could also lead into physical altercations because of the dynamic energy of Aries that comes along with this. Aries don't give a fuck. That's the truth. I would never pop a perk in my motherfucking life. My sister died. I would never pop a pill, man. This is just a vibe. This is the type of shit your girl likes. You see it? But yeah, with Mercury and Aries, and then people are also just, they're being a lot more impulsive with their communications. Also, that boils down to online communications. People are being more impulsive. The shit they usually could control, and the shit that they just can keep themselves from doing. A lot of the times right now, people are expressing that. People are doing that. They're shooting that shot. They're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're saying what the fuck they mean. If a motherfucker tries to get at you too, in a you know, a get at you type way, not in a violent way. But if a motherfucker tries to get at you, guess what? This is something also to understand. They might have been wanting to do that shit if you've known them for a while. But right now, this is where it's just like, I can't hold it at. Especially verbally, I can't hold it in. Whatever I'm thinking, I'm going to say it to you. So if we're in each other's mix and I'm feeling your vibe, you know what I'm saying, I might just go ahead and say something. This is an assertive or an aggressive expression. This is Mercury in Aries. What's up, Smoldering Embers? How you doing? Speaking of the devil. Hey, all right. Like, you got to have some type of self-control, display some type of tact. Yeah. You got to display some type of tact, man. Aries is savage, impulsive. And so you got to people, this is where people's mouths are savage, like, for real. This is where people, like, that's why you be like, what the fuck did you just say? And what they said is what the fuck they meant. They meant that shit. You know, and I have Mercury in Leo, so this is it's a fire energy, but I like to put a little flair to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But that's the truth, man. With Mercury in Aries, you got it. Mercury's conjunct to Chiron still for the next day or so. Chiron is what they would call the wounded healer, but he's not just that. See, a lot of people get stuck on the wounded healer aspect of Chiron. Chiron is a teacher, a warrior, an artist, a sun, a centaur, a victim, all of that. Chiron is a powerful expression of what you can make from pain. How pain can be beautiful. Pain can be powerful. Lessons learned are blessings gained. Yeah, that's Chiron, man. That's what that is. So when you see Mercury conjunct to Chiron, and conjunction means they're right on top of each other. They're in each other's mix. They're in the same place at the same time. Well, Chiron is at 18 degrees of Aries. Mercury is at 21, so they're 3 degrees apart. But with a conjunction, that's still pretty tight. When it gets to 5 degrees, that's when you start to say they're kind of losing that spunk of what they're doing with their effect to each other. So when you have that orb of 3 degrees or less, then they're doing a little something. And so with Mercury conjunct to Chiron, is people saying what the fuck they mean. And it might cause a conflict initially, but after that, it leaves an understanding. If not, it gives you an opportunity to heal some shit. Because Aries doesn't hold grudges. Cancer does. But Aries doesn't hold grudges. Aries says what the fuck it means, it deals with it, it confronts it, and it moves forward or moves past it. That's what it does in this energy. So with this right here, there might be some type of altercation. There might be something where somebody says something and you're like, damn, this is what it is. But this also lets you know where you stand for real. It also puts you in perspective. Oh, this is who you are. This is who I am. This is where we're at. Even if it leads to a conflict. Awareness. Yeah, awareness, baby. Can you dig it? I need a few more of y'all to hit that like button for me. If not, hit that motherfucking Cash App or that super chat, that super sticker, that super thanks. You turned into some priceless shit. This is priceless knowledge of self. Now, that brings us to Venus. And so the sun is exalted in Aries. Well, Venus is exalted in Pisces. And right now we have Venus at 13 degrees of Pisces. Now, this can be a delusionally unconditional type of love. These can't be rose-colored glasses when it comes to other people. Or maybe it's not that. Maybe it's ignorance. Maybe it's not rose-colored glasses because you're not looking at it from either way. You're choosing to not indulge in those negative thoughts about the people that you love. Or maybe you're so divine in your expression that you accept their flaws. You understand it. You accept it because none of us are perfect, right? So you love. Even at the cost of looking like a fool. It's that easy to happen to you, to any of us. But the truth is, man, there is a certain blessing that comes from Venus and Pisces. There is, maybe it's ignorance is bliss. Maybe it's peace at heart. Maybe it's the solace that comes from knowing you really did love that person the best way that you could. You really did be willing to sacrifice it all. But Venus is sextile to Jupiter and conjunct to Saturn. So with Venus sextile to Jupiter, you have to really realize what's worth it. Once you realize what's worth it, you can enjoy that. But there's gonna be some things or even some people that you realize can't be worth it. That has to have some type of boundary. Jupiter here in Taurus, it allows there to be a value placed to things. Once you place a value to something that is different than what this is or what that was, or just a love without boundaries. No, once you put some value on something, that realize that there's something that it has to be worth. It has to be worth to you. And so, if that has to be the case, the truth is, man, like, this brings you to a startling revelation, or a revelation, as I like to say. It's a realization, not a revelation. See, that's what that was right there. And with Venus conjunct Saturn, that's what you realize. You realize something about yourself that allows you to approach relationships more realistically. Or you realize something about your relationship or something that either puts y'all in a better spot, or it gives you a chance to realize, hey man, this was never going to be what I thought it was. It was been a delusion and some confusion from the motherfucking jump. And so once you get into that motherfucking look at it, then you can take a step back and set some type of boundaries, because you use Jupiter to attach a value to whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a monetary value, but it has to be like, is it worth this? Is it worth that? And in doing that, it allows you to set some emotional boundaries, because unconditional love is beautiful until it's not, until you're looking like a fucking victim, until you feel stupid, till you're embarrassed. So you have to really realize what's worth it. Now, artistically, this is a great time. Financially, this is a great time. You just have to go ahead and channel that divine, all those emotions, everything you go through. Take all of that shit right there. Take all of that shit right there. Everything that you have going on, whether it's yours or not, and then you make something beautiful with it. Matter of fact, don't make something beautiful. Make something valuable. Make something valuable. See, that's something new. With Pisces and Taurus, you take that divine, you take all of that fucking empathy, you take all of that pain, you take all of that worry, you take all of that fear, you take all of that resentment, you take all of that shit that you got coming in, and then you find some way to channel it into something creative. And in doing that, you can make something that's shit, ageless, spaceless, timeless, priceless. That's the truth. Yeah. Welcome to the motherfucking truth. And take it like that. That next brings us to Mars. And Mars is going to do a really trippy energetic shift over the next 24 hours. Really in the next 10 hours. See, Mars is sitting at 29 degrees of Aquarius. Matter of fact, it's at 29 degrees and 54 minutes. So within the next few hours, Mars is going to shift from Aquarius to Pisces. Right now, the energy can feel electric and effervescent. When it gets to Pisces, it might feel weighed down. It might feel complex, complicated. That's the truth. Yeah. You got to find some type of way to get in a rhythm with Mars and Pisces. And that's hard enough to do in itself, because things are just harder than they were before. To get an efficient use of that energy is a problem in itself. with Mars in Pisces, man, things are more emotionally influenced. And the problem with this is there's also confusion, and there's also a lack of direction here. So there's lots of energy, but what are you going to do with it? Once again, it's the best way that you can try to get creative. You have to. You have to. But yeah, that's the trio with that. That's the motherfucking trio. Now, we'll talk more about Mars and Pisces as we come to that. Now, Jupiter is sitting at 15 degrees of Taurus. Hey. Yeah, that's the shit right there. And with Jupiter sitting at 15 degrees of Taurus, you first have to understand that Jupiter is going to represent our values. It also is going to represent the blessings of the moment, the energy that's really the easiest way to make things better for yourself. It represents luck. And Taurus is finances, romances, it's indulgence, it's patience, it's the power of accumulation, it's values and what's valuable. Yeah, it's hedonism, it's sensuality, it's practicality, it's stability. Yeah. I got you, Tiger Lily, in a little bit. Hey, my advice for Mars and Pisces natives is always trying to find some type of way to get into a rhythm of, like, you got to find some type of way to find a direction. The first thing you got to do is get some type of directive and figure out who's guiding you. And all of that makes things more complex in every situation. With Mars and Pisces, y'all make everything harder on yourself. Like, the shit is just more. My son and my wife have Mars and Pisces. My son is a Mars and Pisces in the first house. She has Mars and Pisces in the 12th house. And so they really, they really both in their own way really fucking struggle with getting going. Once they do get going, you know, it's also hard to keep up because unless they have some type of way to get into an appropriate rhythm. I mean, that's kind of just what it is right now. Yeah. Now, Jupiter is sextile. Well, before I even go to that, understand what Jupiter in Taurus is going to do. Jupiter in Taurus is going to give you patience. Jupiter in Taurus is going to let you experience the pleasure of the process. Jupiter in Taurus is where we install a philosophy of abundance. Yeah, this is prosperity. But no, Jupiter has no boundaries. Jupiter doesn't know when to stop, so you can overindulge. You can end up sitting fat down south. You can be lazy and complacent and stuck in a stubborn way of doing things with Jupiter in Taurus. And hey, you might not lose anything, but you could probably make so much more if you was willing to just take a little bit more risks. Yeah. Jupiter in Taurus, it can be beautiful and bountiful until it becomes a weight on your shoulders. You hear me? Then it's a whole bunch of bullshit. Jupiter in Taurus, you're going to see people being more patient. You're going to see this being a calm, cool, collective energy. You can see people way too worried about what things are worth monetarily, too. This is where there's a focus on money. It's all about what you can make out of the situation. Hey, I'm there. I'm there with you. We in that together. So, I need a few more of y'all to hit that like button. Just swipe up, hit the like button, come back. Hit that motherfucking super chat, that super sticker, that super thanks, that motherfucking Cash App, that Venmo, that anyway. Jupiter is sextile to Saturn still, and this is beautiful in its own right because that calms us down and helps us deal with the shit we gotta deal with. Saturn represents the shit we gotta deal with, especially Saturn in Pisces, the shit you can't escape anymore, the shit you've been avoiding. And that could be a lot of things, you know, whether it be external situations or internal emotions. You gotta feel some type, or not feel something, you gotta find some type of way to process that shit. Fear, worry, addiction, all that shit, it's a lot more sinister right now. Your fears can literally make you sick, bro. Do you hear me? Your fears can literally make you sick, motherfucker. It's happened to me. My motherfucking fear has literally made me sick for a fucking year straight. That's the truth. Your motherfucking ignorance can kill you. Your ignorance can let things fester. Those avoidance behaviors, those escapist tendencies, those right now are a lot more sinister than they ever were. People just trying to get high out there and trying to escape their situation. They're trying to do a little, and they're fucking getting that fentanyl and dying, man. You can't pop a pill like you used to. You can't snort powder like you used to. That's the truth of that shit. Any time could be your last time. Any time can be your last time. Like I'm experiencing this shit in my life. The resentment that you feel towards somebody, it might not even be worth a problem with that person. The resentment you think somebody feels towards you might not even be real. They might not even be worried about you, but you've created this real resentment between y'all because you think they have resentment with you, but they don't even give. I'm back. We ain't letting it kill us. My bad. I don't know what the fuck going on. My box made a tripped out in there and reset it. We back, baby. Don't let it kill you. I apologize. I don't know what the fuck happened. I never left. Yeah, we back. Check back in. Now. Oh shit, we almost knocked the mic down. Let's get to Saturn. Because Saturn is at 12 degrees of Pisces. And like I said, Saturn in Pisces is unresolved material. Some would say that's karma, and I would say that's true, but it's not the karma that where all your sins are coming to get you. No, it's not like that. This is just the shit that you haven't dealt with, that you got to deal with. That's a part of your energetic evolution. It's a part of emotional maturity. Do you hear me? That's what Saturn in Pisces needs you to do, is deal with your shit. Yeah. Life is not happening to you. You're not a victim of circumstance. No. You're just a part of an energetic process. You're just another energetic significance. You're a combination of elements. Yeah. So we know this. I've had Saturn conjunct my moon for a year and I've been through it. I've let the fear creep in and control me for way too long. But here I am, still strong. You hear me? So handsome, they want to hold me for ransom. Yeah. Now, let's get back to it. Because you just got to deal with your shit. It's Saturn and Pisces. You just got to deal with your shit. That's the next step in the process. Because the shit that you are refusing to confront right now, the shit that you're ignoring, is going to be an active conflict. It's going to get a lot more aggressive when Saturn gets into Aries. Understand this? You can try to ignore that shit right now. But when Saturn gets into Aries, there's this energy there that gets a lot more dynamic, a lot more irritated. It's a lot more irritated. So, right now, you just need to go with the flow. Realize you're just a part of an energetic process. You're just an expression of divinity. Even if it's jaded and faded and crusty and dusty and musty and busted and disgusted. Yeah. That's the truth. You're just a part of an energetic process. You just got to deal with it. You got to go with the flow. Yeah. Ignorance is not bliss. It's death. This is about awareness. Yeah. Understanding what's real. And everything ain't worth worrying about, like I said. But in order for you to know that, you got to confront it. You got to look at it. You got to express it. You got to deal with it. Just vibe. Yeah. Now, man, it's just a part of a process, man. You're just an energetic significance. Life is not happening to you. Saturn is just in Pisces. You're not a victim of circumstance. This is not your karma coming to kill you. But you can die, because that's a part of an energetic process. You can lose, because sometimes we lose in life. You can get lost, because sometimes you lose direction. You can get hurt. You're a human being. You came for the pain. That's why you visited this plane. Yeah. Just vibe. Saturn in Pisces is just that unresolved material. Those feelings that you tried to ignore for so long. And best believe it is about feelings. Yeah. Now, that brings us to Uranus, because Uranus is right past the orbit of Saturn, and it's the first planet that can't be seen without the aid of a telescope. So it represents the sky in us. I'm talking about that which transcends the limits of finite life. And Uranus raises the vibration of everything it comes in contact with. Yeah, this is electric authenticity. This is something completely different. This is erratic. So when you see this coming to Taurus, because that's where it is, 20 degrees of Taurus. You see, Taurus represents stability, security, finances. And so when you look at this being an outer planet, it's going to represent something that is affecting the collective, because it's something that lasts for what we would call generationals. But this is Uranus stays in a sign for about 7.5 years. And so for the last 5.5 years, you can easily see how the world has changed so drastically with Uranus being in Taurus. The nature of business has changed completely. People's values have changed completely. What people see as valuable has changed completely. That's the truth. And every one of us, in our own way, is a business now. Even if you work a regular job, if you have any type of platform that you're on where you're trying to get monetized, if you have turned your Facebook profile into professional mode, if you have turned on only, if you have done any of that shit, you have then merchandised yourself. That's where we're at. There's so many unique ways to make money, but because of that, the market is very unstable. There's no telling what'll be valuable today and what won't be valuable tomorrow. There's no telling whether something is going to be up and then something goes down. And the more people get into some trending shit, the more they start to see that, like, man, people's opinions and what people see as value is so influential right now that it changes everything. It changes everything. Omar Kim, I am. That is what I'm addressing. So with Uranus in Taurus, we look over the last 5 years. You look how the nature of business has changed because of the more connected we get with these devices, because of the nature of apps, because of the nature of what Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and all these people have done with these social media platforms, because of did I already say COVID? Because of COVID, because of all kinds of different stuff. The way that people do business has changed. There's so many ways that you can fucking make yourself your own business. You might work for DoorDash, but you still are making your own money on your own time. You might work for Grubhub, it's the same thing. You might do Uber or Lyft, it's the same thing. You might do Post-its or whatever it is where they bring you shit. You might work at the fucking dispensary and you deliver weed. Like, there's all kinds of shit that you can do out here. And so when you're doing that thing and you're dropping it off, you once again merchandise yourself. You hear me? And that's what Uranus and Taurus has represented, is how the market is unstable, but there are so many unique ways to make money. You can't get caught in one way of doing things either. You can't just get stuck in a certain way of doing things. You have to be willing to expand. You have to be willing to evolve and change, because what you're doing might not be hot anymore, just like that. Or they might do something with that platform. Like if you think about what the government is threatening to do with TikTok, or what they might end up doing with TikTok or those platforms. You know how much money that would keep people from making? There's so many people that make a lot of money off TikTok. And of course they'd have to switch to another platform, but that's just a part of having to be adaptable. You've seen so many people that had certain music on TikTok, they had that shit get snatched away. Now they can't do that shit no more. You can see how a lot of restaurants, you just can't go eat in there like you used to. And it's just not popular to go eat in a lot of those places because of, and a lot of people don't want. And when you go in restaurants, a lot of times you're not even dealing with people, you're dealing with kiosks. Once you go in a lot of these restaurants, you go in, you order from a kiosk, and then you pick up your order. You just see how what people see as popular ends up being something that's valuable. And so what comes from that is all these new unique hustles. Even the nature of criminal activities has changed. It shifted. I mean, there's still drug dealers, but it shifted away from drug dealers into scammers and counterfeiters. You see that? And so it's been something like you can't even walk in any place now that has a collection of people, because they're scanning your pocket. They're scanning your card in your pocket. Next thing you know, you're getting some type of purchase while your card is in your pocket. You'll get a notification on your phone that somebody just tried to spend $300 out of your account. Or if your card is not protected, then somebody just spent $600 out of your account. And then all of a sudden your shit is fucked up. And that's how it goes. It's like bam. And then there's fucking rappers even that rap about scamming. And then people's values have changed. Like the way that people act these days is not something that we would ever consider back when I was younger. No matter how high you think I am now, that's how my eyes are naturally. But there's a lot of dudes that be sitting here on all types of pills, can't barely fucking talk, can't barely fucking move, and people glorify that shit. People glorify that shit until they dead. Until they dead. Like Juice WRLD. Or till they get caught slipping, leaning too hard, and motherfucker done killed them. That's the truth. And so even with the nature of people, there's so many people that would just 5 years ago judge people for being on OnlyFans. Oh, you're a whore. You on some porno shit. But the truth is, now they trying to get on it. And now it's not only that, it's celebrities. It's so many celebrities and so many motherfucking actors and actresses that actually have jobs in Hollywood who their career might be into a stagnant point. And so now what are they doing? They've created their OnlyFans. And then you see also athletes, not just OnlyFans. You see athletes. Athletes are making money doing whatever they're doing, but they're also podcasting. You see podcasting. You don't have to have, if you have a popular enough name, you can podcast. Shit, you hear Cam Newton say, I'm a fucking YouTuber now. You see Shannon Sharp making millions. And he's on First Take. But he just made more on one Cat Williams interview than he did anything else. And he's the most popular, or not even the most popular, because a lot of people hate him, the most famous person in the world because of that. That's the truth. Like, the way that the shit is now, people's values have completely changed. Shit that they would have never considered doing. The shit that they would have thought was fucking bootleg or weak before, they on that shit now. You can flip through here and you're liable to see one of the boxers, the Charlo brothers, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. You could just swipe up on these videos and end up running into fucking Gilly or Wallow playing on here. You can run into all types of people. You're like, God damn, now these motherfuckers are live? Like, yeah, it's like that. It's like that. By the time my live is over with in an hour and a half, I'll have 10, 20,000 people that have came through here. No lie to you. We would have had 10, 20,000 people that come through here. Just that easy. So you just see the nature of the way things work has changed. There's so many different lanes that you could get into making money. And then when you're on these platforms, when you're doing TikTok or you're making reels on Facebook or you here on YouTube, you have all types of channels. You have people that are doing, you have a lot of chicks that are just doing yoga, trying to show off that thing. You have a lot of dudes that talking like they some experts about some shit. You got some dudes on here trying to reassert what masculinity is. You got motherfucking females on here trying to, express themselves powerfully. You have all kinds of shit coming from that. And so you just see that there's so many. You have people that cook. You have people that not only that, you have people that they would have thought about people as crackheads that were selling plates. Now everybody trying to sell plates. Now everybody trying to make their cooking videos. Now everybody trying to open up their own business with herbs or with astrology. This has been something that's been monetized highly, or with crystals, or with tarot. There's Uranus and Taurus. This is where this becomes profitable. And I make a lot of motherfucking money. You just got to find your hustle and get into it. But you have to be adaptable in that. But Uranus and Taurus represents an unstable market, though. There is a certain instability where, we don't have a bull or a bear market right now because the nature of what's valuable changes so fucking frequently. And people's opinions are so fucking powerful. Those motherfucking smart devices are a powerful tool in keeping the collective, well, first of all, confused and distracted, but also connected in a way to where this also backfires on the system a little bit, because people are so, they're in their influences and their opinions are so influential. And we'll talk about that more in just a second. We'll talk about that more in just a second. But basically, that is what it is, basically. You're right, Sean Lucy. And even this, to be an astrologer, you don't have to be spiritual, because astrology can be a tool in your spirituality, but it's not always about spirituality. Just because you're into astrology doesn't mean you're spiritual. It means you're into astrology. To be spiritual, you got to be spiritual. And that has a whole plethora of definitions on how you can approach that. It's not something that can be controlled or dominated by somebody else's opinion. That's the truth, cuz. Now, that brings us to Neptune. Neptune is at 27 degrees of Pisces. Neptune is at home in Pisces. Neptune, see, Neptune has an almost perfectly circular orbit. So it represents the part of us that's always seeking perfection, or the part of us that's always looking towards a certain ideal. The culture also moves with the cycles of Neptune. So Neptune is going to represent the culture that we are currently caught in. Neptune also rules the ocean, so it's about that which was beyond the shores of personal existence. So this is where your boundaries expand. And with Neptune in Pisces, people are more connected than ever. People are more sensitive than ever, but that's not a good thing. Because now people use sensitivity to bully, to censor. See, there's a fine line, especially when you're living in a place that's supposed to be free speech, to where it's either sensitivity or censorship. And that sensitivity becomes a way to censor people and control people. Well, if you have an opinion that's different than mine, then you're oppressing me. Even though you didn't do anything to hurt me, your opinion that differs from my opinion hurts me. It's oppressing me. You're now trillophobic or tropophobic or whatever phobic they want to make you. That's what you are now. Not only that, you're scared of this. You're scared of what I am because I'm different than you. No, no, I just don't agree with the same things you agree with. And that's perfectly fine, but people get away from that. And people forget the whole point because they're too worried about what the appearance is. People forget what the purpose is because they're caught up in the appearance. See, we live in a copycat culture. That's Neptune and Pisces. Everybody's just doing what everybody else is doing. And that in itself has changed the nature of reality because nobody knows what the fuck is going on. They tell you the truth and people don't even give a fuck. They play about it. You talk about spirituality. Spirituality has become a fad. So where it's supposed to be spirituality, now this is just another culture. It's just another part of Neptune and Pisces culture. Like, that's the truth of that. Like, this all of a sudden really shows you this Neptune and Pisces culture that we've created, this copycat culture. This culture where what's real doesn't matter anymore. What's trending matters. What's popular matters. Everything is a projection of something else. People are just trying to fulfill expectations of something that's not even real in the first place. That's the truth, cuz. Neptune and Pisces, us as people, have found type of ways to put labels on everything. It's confusing. Instead of us taking the labels off and not caring and just loving each other unconditionally, what we did is place labels on everything. Everything has to be labeled. It don't have to be anything. Whether it's in the different lifestyles that people live. You have people come on here and say, "Are you cool with furries?" I said, "What the fuck is a furry?" They said, "Oh, that's a person that identifies as an animal." I'm cool with whatever. Are you cool with the alphabet community? And I only say that, I'm not joking. I mean, I am joking, but I'm not saying that because I just don't know all the letters. But the LGBTQ community, are you cool with the? Absolutely. I love everyone. I don't care about your sexuality. I care about your spirituality. Are you a Vedic astrologer? Or are you a Western astrologer? Are you whole house? Are you Placidus? Are you equal sign? Are you Koch? Or are you more into your draconic? Do you know Chinese astrology? Are you this or are you that? So we also do that. Now you also have Myers-Briggs personality types, which that's something that's always been there, but now because of this fad that we're in, people get caught up about Myers-Briggs personality types, and so all of a sudden now you can't be an INFJ. You can't be a INFP. You can't be an ESTJ. Like, it's like, man, no, to me you seem more like an ISTP. And then they add, and I'm an Enneagram 1274W55, and it's like, oh, and I'm also a star seed alien with Spider-Man powers. Like that's the shit that niggas say these days. Like what the fuck, like. Yeah, I'm a star seed. I really came from the Andromeda galaxy, and I'm clairvoyant, clairaudience, and if I look at you real hard, I can shoot blood from my eye, and it'll blind you like a horny toad. Like what the fuck? Like there's so many fucking labels, so many labels. It's a trip. People are way caught up in that shit. Oh, you do witchcraft, or what do? You do Santa Muerte? You do hoodoo, voodoo? You Wiccan? And then you practice Celtic expression, like you just like that. You better figure out too, because they'll say, hey, there's groups that say, hey, if you ain't from this culture, you ain't from that, and then they also believe that this culture or that culture is more powerful than the other one, or it puts them in a higher spiritual rank, and people start to get discriminatory. So, well, your ancestors did this to people, and your ancestors did that to people. So you just see everything that people forget the purpose. People forget what it's about because they caught up in the labels. People forget the definition. That's the truth. And what's crazier than anything, with Neptune in Pisces, real ain't even real no more. Our whole reality is not even real. And the shit that we thought was real, some of that shit is real. And some of the shit that we be worried about, that shit ain't even something we should ever be worried about. We're so confused as a motherfucking culture. We're so confused that the government will tell us the truth right to our face, and we don't even believe that shit. We don't care. Motherfuckers be ignorant than a motherfucker. Like, for them to say that, hey, this reality you're experiencing ain't even reality. Like, the government has literally declassified paperwork that says that. The reality, look up the gateway process. I always tell y'all to go look it up. Go look up the gateway process. There's there's like 31 pages of the gateway process. I have these pages to where they explain that this reality that we're experiencing is a projection, per se, or an energy hologram. And astral projection, remote viewing, which when I say remote viewing, that means somebody being able to observe you from another place. They can, in their mind, connect and observe what you got going on, because they can connect into a different plane of understanding, another way of existing. This is really true declassified paperwork. They speak of the divine in the ultimate expression in this paperwork. They speak of the different layers to realities and the different dimensions or densities of energy. They speak of these things specifically. This is U.S. government paper. I think it's from the CIA or the Army, the intelligence of the Army, and it's 31 pages. Look up the gateway process. Like, that's the truth, man. It's not me being a conspiracy theorist, because I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't know what the real is. Even that makes you question, like, if they're telling you that much, what else could there be? Like, that's the truth of that. Like, that shit is weird, man. Real ain't even real no more. We know that. You don't even, like, whatever you born as, you don't have to be that. And that's not a problem. That's something that's beautiful, but it's not, that shit don't even matter. What matters is what you want to be, what you want to be called, the ideal that you've created of yourself. And then also look at, like, look, like, on social media, you have this, you have a real life that a lot of us have, but like, most people spend so much time on social media that their social media presence has taken more precedence over who they are in real life. And that's an idealized version of themselves that they let people see. See, they let people see that they post inspirational quotes. They let people see that they're always laughing and they're just powerful, and that they're the type of people that has all this knowledge from this shit that they're sharing of other people's shit that they've copied from somebody else. Not realizing they a goddamn fool in their real life. Letting somebody run over them, do them dirty, fuck them over, or they themselves are the culprit. Do you hear me? See, that's what Neptune and Pisces lets you be, whatever the fuck you want to be, regardless of what the real is, because real ain't even real no more. People's presence and reality has changed because they have so many different projections of who they are. They have so many different projections of who the fuck they are. That's the truth. People are constantly creating idealizations of who the fuck they really are. You got who you are at your house. You got who you are in your social media presence. You got who you are at your job. You got who you are on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube, and you have all these different characters. Sometimes you forget what the real is, and you get caught up in those expectations and those projections. But what you got to do is find a way to make your inner compass be your guide. You got to search for that main line to the divine that resides inside. Yeah, you have it inside of you. We all have a main line to the divine inside of us. That's the truth. You can access that. You can create with it. You can let it guide you, because all that external input ain't gonna do nothing but confuse you. See, we live in a crazy ass time. I tell y'all, when we speak of Neptune and Pisces, you got to think about it. We could be able to help so many people, but instead we're trying to get some type of way to exploit the situation or to make ourselves more popular. If people started fighting in a restaurant right now, nobody's gonna break them up. Everybody's gonna pull their phone out. Only the workers who are obligated are gonna go try to break them up. People gonna start pulling their phone out. If you walk outside right now and somebody starts whooping your ass, attacking you and stabbing you and assaulting you and trying to take your life, there's gonna be a video of it in several different sources. And if somebody does come help you, there's gonna be a video of that person coming to help you. They might have set it up themselves while they do so. And that shit will be viral before you get to the motherfucking hospital. Or if you get to the hospital, before you get seen at the hospital. Like, that's the nature of the times we live in. Instead of us being so connected that we could really help each other, we're so connected that we're really discriminatory. You even look at when it comes to astrology in its own right. Like, you get people that get to shitting on one place, but they say, well, cancers are like, I can't stand cancers. I can't stand fucking Virgos. Scorpios are so fucking sexy. They'll fuck you so good. Like, all of that shit is some bullshit, man. It's bullshit, man. Shit don't fucking matter, but we get caught up in that. Projections, expectations, labels, delusions, and the culture that's centered around confusion. That's the truth. This shit crazy. We're in unprecedented times. And the Neptune sextile to Pluto. And that represents a process. Neptune sextile to Pluto is a process of change. Neptune is never really far from a sextile from Pluto, but here recently it's kind of moved away. So only during certain times of retrograde or when maybe 2 or 3 months out of the year, they're in a sextile. Now, usually before they were sextile to each other all the time since 1950 up until about, I would say, about 4 years ago. But now they've moved away from that. So when you see that sextile between Neptune and Pluto, you see Neptune is the culture. Pluto is the generations. Generation Z, Generation X, the millennials. All of that shit right there. That's what Pluto represents. The power and intensity of the people of that moment. Of that time. And so, what you see with this is, you see Pluto is at 1 degree of Aquarius. So, like I said, we're in some unprecedented times. Things are different. Things have changed. People are really taking a more radical approach right now. The way that politics are working out, that's changing. I'm not going to go into the whole spiel about Trump and Biden, but neither one of them are good choices for president, but neither one of them really matter. But the thing is, the people that believe in Trump, the people that are behind Trump are what's powerful. Trump is just a voice, and he knows how to stir a crowd. He's not a politician. He's a voice. And Joe Biden is a politician, a puppeteer. Sneaky, tricky, half-dead motherfucker. Neither one of them are good choices. That's the truth. But things have been so just, yeah. And people have created such a fear culture, a fear-based culture here recently, that people are willing to say, hey, you know what? I'll do anything to not see Joe Biden be president again. We'll put Trump in there, or I'll be damned if Trump gets in there. I won't, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Republican, but I won't even back him. I won't even back him. You have people that go to the polls and vote uncommitted because they don't want none of these motherfuckers. They're still going, and they're letting them know that, hey, we're behind change. We want to do something, but we're uncommitted to any of these candidates. Fuck both of them. Fuck all 3 of them. That's how it goes. You see the issues that are still going on with the United States government and the Texas National Guard. There's still unrest between Texas and the United States, and Texas is a part of the United States. You see the problem with China and Taiwan. You see the problem with Israel and Palestine. You see the problem with Ukraine and Russia. You see all of this shit. And it's not something that's going to go back. Like, there has to be some type of change that comes from all of this. Something's going to be destroyed and something new is going to have to come from it. Ukraine as a country will never be the same. Their resources have been destroyed. The people are still there and they're still Ukrainian, but the Ukraine as a country, their infrastructure has been attacked constantly by a world power. Taiwan can't fight China, not unless somebody else gets involved. And I don't know if anybody else can fight China. Not even the United States. Israel and Palestine, there has to, like, neither one of them are going to back up. There has to be something new that's established around Gaza. There has to be something new that comes from that. And so, just understand, we're in a time with Pluto and Aquarius and Neptune in that sextile where things are changing. This culture that we're in right now, this shit, like the way we are connected and people are so influential, like people are willing to spread radical ideas, and an idea is more infectious than ever. There could be something new that comes, or there could be something that somebody says that changes the whole dynamics of everything. That's the truth. What's up, guys? Color, cuz. But yeah, man, things are changing. There's a process of change, and it's not something that's gonna be automatic. It's something that's is really happening in a process that it can be irritating. It can be destructive for no reason, but it can also be something that really makes things better for the whole world. It's a matter of perspective. We're trying to help the collective. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, times have changed. They're still changing, and they're going to change more. Pluto in Aquarius. It represents empirical expression. It represents intense transformation. This means you're going to be forced to have an open mind, because what you expect, that can't even scratch the surface. Yeah. Every day people are catching crazier and crazier shit in the sky filmed. They've come out and said, oh, we don't know what UAPs are. They don't want you to know what UAPs are because UAPs are UFOs. But they've changed the name so that that you don't catch on that, hey, there's now saying and acknowledging that there's something that they can't explain about these phenomena. You see a lot of shit going on where it's like, man, you're going to have to be forced to have an open mind because this world is completely different than you expected it to be. And then you also see where, with the United States in particular, there is something different that's going to have to happen here. The way the United States has worked and governed itself for the way that it was is changing. The United States being a world power in its expression is changing. They're still there, but them being the world power is not probably there, and that's because of poor management. Poor management. Why? Because people were too caught up in the appearance of things, and people wanted to make things look a certain way instead of really instituting their policies. That's the truth. So now things have changed. People have a more rebellious mind. People are willing to take a more radical approach. That's where we're at now. People who condemned Donald Trump 4 years ago, black people, are now, hey, we want Trump. We want Trump. That's how they feel. That's how they talk now. I'm not saying that's what I want, because I don't care either way. I'm not political. But that's how they get these days. Like, fuck this shit. And then Trump can get elected and then get it snatched away from him. He could go to jail or be on probation or have an ankle monitor on at the White House. It could be that quick for Trump. Biden could get in office and fucking croak over at any time. He's 88 years old. Shit. An independent candidate could get a real look for once. Somebody could come into the election independently, and if they have enough popularity or they have a popular running partner, people could get behind them because people are willing to do that type of shit. Like, that's how it works these days. It's not the same as it used to be. This shit crazy. Shit crazy, man. Things have changed. Now that brings us to Pluto. Not Pluto, Chiron. And Chiron is just at 18 degrees of Aries. Chiron, we kind of talked about earlier, it's representative of things need to be worked on or wounds that need to be healed. But in doing that, you get something beautiful from that. Not only is it a lesson learned, it's a blessing gained. Then you can be able to share that blessing, make it flourish. What's up, Flying Tiger? The world is in a crazy place right now. Hold up.
I'll make them open up Chanel. I'ma stand up. I'll make them open up Chanel.
But yeah, man, with Chiron in Aries, at 18 degrees of Aries, you gotta just realize, hey, you're accountable for wherever your feet are in life. You gotta take responsibility for that. There's a certain awareness that comes from that. Or you have to allow your awareness to show you how to be accountable, and let that accountability help you heal through taking action towards healing. Yeah, awareness allows for accountability that allows for actions that take healing. That's Chiron in Aries. There might be some confrontations. That might end up in some conflicts, but oh well. At least you know where you stand, and then you're also responsible for where your feet are. You're responsible for what you allow also. That right there is a realization in itself. No matter what the fuck you got going on, you just got to be aware of that and take accountability for it. The good with the bad. It's not always a bad thing. Sometimes you need to pat yourself on the back because you done came a long motherfucking way. Sometimes you need to realize I'm a motherfucking soldier, so nothing can't stop me now. That's the truth. That's the truth of that, man. What you gonna do? Yeah. Chiron in Aries is making you confront yourself, and this just so y'all know, this new moon, this lunar eclipse that's coming up on the 8th, that right there is gonna be big because that's gonna be conjunct Chiron. So they're gonna be forced. I'm talking about forced to look at certain things. You're gonna be forced to confront certain things. This is that grand confrontation. I hope you're ready. I can feel it. Now, yeah. That's the vibe right there. Now, that right there brings us to the Black Moon Lilith. The Black Moon Lilith is in Virgo. So if the moon is in Virgo, that makes you analytical, critical, and technical. The Black Moon Lilith in Virgo is going to make you hyper analytical, way too critical, super technical. It's going to make you overanalyze. It's going to make you kind of tend to miss the forest because of the trees. It's going to make you be too worried about little shit. It's going to make those perfectionist tendencies keep in. I'm talking about those compulsivities. Yeah. I don't think you hear me though. The Black Moon Lilith is in Virgo. It can make you see nothing but flaws, but it can make you miss your own. But we don't. The Black Moon Lilith in Virgo can make you sensitive, make you crazy, make you nervous. It ain't gonna make you lazy. It can make you work too hard. Yeah, sometimes it's about working smarter, not harder. Yeah. That's the truth. The black moon Lilith in Virgo is picky, nitpicky, finicky, panicky, and it can easily steal away your sanity. That's the truth. That's right, God's color. My fam. Now, Flying Tiger, how you doing, by the way? Now, let me get back to this. We still got a little bit more we got to talk about. That brings us to the nodes. The nodes are at 15 degrees of Aries and Libra. So, with the South Node in Libra, that's what you're used to doing. That's used to being codependent. That's used to being so cooperative. That's used to doing, you know, worried about what everybody else is doing and worried about what everybody thinks about what you're doing. But no, that's not going to work. What you need to be doing is doing what the fuck is best for you, regardless of how it affects the next motherfucker. Because what you doing best for you should not affect the next motherfucker in a negative way. And if it does, it's something that they need to figure out for themselves, because you're just doing what's best for you. And you're going to be forced to do what's best for you during this time. It ain't going to be easy. Sometimes you got to confront some shit, even within yourself. Yeah. That's the truth. With the North Node in Aries, it's go time. It's your time. You confront shit like that, you'll be all right in no time. Now, as far as numerology, we're in a 33 vibration today. And that is a rare day. We're in a master number 33 with the 22 vibing on it. So this day right here, whatever goes on today, the lessons learned today, these are lifelong. Matter of fact, they go beyond just your life. You can take the lessons you learned today and help other motherfuckers. That's the truth of that shit. What's up, Mark Urick? Big blessings to you. See, this is knowledge of self. Understand. The month is a 3. So that's March, right? It's March 22nd, 2024. So March is a 3. 22 is a 22. You don't reduce to master number 22. So you say 3, 22, and then 8. Because 2024 is an 8. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 4 is an 8. So you have 3 plus 22 plus 8. So 11 plus 22. That's a 33 with the 22 in the motherfucking mix there. So what does that tell you? That means there's some lifelong lessons that are being bestowed upon you today, whether you realize it or not. Today is one of those days that means something. It's one of those days where the implications of the things that happen today, it's like a ripple effect. You might not even see it right now, but whatever the situations that you encounter today, the decisions that you make today, they have a long-lasting effect. There's a master vibration attached to them. And with the 22, that makes something that you need to build on. With the 33, this is a divine expression of a lesson learned. You teach with this now. It's funny that we just talked about Chiron. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Now, that brings us... What's up, Catherine and Ashley? That brings us to a little quick talk before we move on any further. A little quick talk for about 5 minutes about this lunar eclipse that's coming up on Monday, the 25th. So, on this upcoming Monday, the 25th, in the early morning hours, we're going to have a full lunar eclipse. And this is going to occur at 5 degrees of Libra. So the sun will be at 5 degrees of Aries. The moon will be at 5 degrees of Libra. An eclipse, as a lunar eclipse, means that the nodes are also involved here, loosely. You hear me? And so this right here is first understanding that a lunar eclipse and a full moon is about closing out a process. It's about expressing something, get and you know the what the accumulation or the culmination of an energetic or emotional accumulation that you now need to express and get out of your system so you can start a new cycle. And so with this being at 5 degrees of Libra, what you need to do is take this energy of this full moon or this lunar eclipse, because it has a much longer implication all the way to the next eclipse on April 8th. So this one has that effect that's going to last all the way till then. So what you're doing here is you're taking this Libra energy and you're allowing yourself to take a step back. Take a step back and get an objective perspective of where you need to go next, because guess what? It is going to be a time for action. This fucking solar eclipse that we have, that people have publicized so much because it's going to be in totality here in the United States, I'm telling you, it is a big time energetic shift. It's not just me trying to sell you some shit, because I don't give a fuck whether you accept it or not. The truth of the matter is, when we get to this eclipse on April 8th, this shit has a dynamic energy. We're going to have a whole fucking Aries stellium. And then Mars is going to be conjunct to Saturn in Pisces. That eclipse will be conjunct at 19 degrees of Aries to Chiron and the North Node, because the nodes have to be conjunct exact in that eclipse totality. And so you see that shit right there, like, it means something. And it's Aries, so it's action oriented. It ain't something that's gonna be subtle. It ain't something that's gonna be passive. It's gonna be something that starts a fire. It's something that starts a motherfucking fire. Something becomes inflamed or infected, or something has to be confronted, or whatever it is. That's the truth of it all. Now, this one coming up on Monday is where you figure out what direction you need to be headed in. Take a step back. Gain perspective. Get into an objective perspective. See what you can do moving forward that won't disturb your peace. See, that's Aries and Libra on that spectrum right there. Yeah. Take a step back, gain an objective perspective. That way you know what you need to do. Separate of your impulses or your frustrations. This is what this eclipse does for us. And with this, we carry it for the next 2 weeks until we get to that eclipse on April 8th. That game changer. That's the truth of that. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. Now, without further ado, I think I'm going to get into the PrIcElEs top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Let me fix my notes here. Matter of fact, let's do this. Now, I need a few more of y'all to hit that like button. If you're here and you fuck with it, hit the like button. If you don't, keep scrolling. Swipe up, bitch. If not, swipe up swift motion, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, fuck with me on a trill level. Hit the super sticker, the super thanks, the super chat. Hit that Cash App that's pinned to the chat right there. This is priceless knowledge. In other words, you can't afford it. I'm so high, I'm exalted. Do you know what that means? Can you spell it? Shut the fuck up. But yeah. I need you to subscribe. Subscribe to the vibe. Now. Oh, thank you, Red Rum. Yeah, the 3 dots at the corner. But yeah. Appreciate the love, Mia. Y'all some haters, man. It's always some motherfucking haters. But yeah. You's a bitch and you know it. You a bitch in your heart and you know it. Now, like I said, we're going to get into the price list. Top 5. Most dangerous placements in astrology. And this ain't the information you can just get anywhere. So, I pray you appreciate it. You got to. And I got you. Now, I don't have any honorable mentions or any of that shit today. I got a top 5. That's it for you. Hold on. Yeah, I'm nasty. What's up, Chaotic Kentrill? How you doing, famo? Damn, hold on. So, y'all ready to get into the price list? Top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Because a lot of y'all gonna think some shit on there that ain't on there. You know, I like to put my twist to it. Put my personal hallmark on it. What's up, Jabias? My motherfucking boy. Long time no see. It's all love, fam. My motherfucking dog. What's up, cuz? Now, let's get into the price list top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology, according to me. And we're going to look at this from 5 different perspectives. So there could be some other dangerous placements. There's lots of them. Anything can make you dangerous if you can't control it. Understand that. Anybody can be dangerous. That's the truth. But these are some placements that manifest in certain ways that can be dangerous to the individuals or the individual's interactive associates. You feel me? So, that brings us to number 5. And number 5 on the list of the price list, top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology, is the Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, where the Black Moon Lilith happens to be right now. See, people who have the black moon Lilith in Virgo are compulsive. They're maniacally meticulous. They're nervous and they're easily mentally disturbed. That's the truth. Motherfuckers be easily mentally disturbed. Little bitty shit throws them off. Little bitty shit fucks with them, especially if they're in an obsessive and compulsive mode. Yes, Flying Tiger. This is serial killer type shit. This is somebody who picked you apart before you even knew it. That's what they kind of have a fetish for doing. That's something inside of them that they can't help doing, is picking situations apart. They might be searching for a certain perfection, so they could really get obsessed with a certain type of person or a certain type of thing, so they'd be looking for that. And then when they get something alone or get somebody alone and they think that that person can't live up to that, they fucking kill them. Or if they get in a relationship, they're looking for a certain dynamic in a person. They get in a relationship with them, but once they realize that person isn't the ideal. That person isn't able to be the picture of perfection that they expected. Then they start to attack them. They start to pick them apart. They start to abuse them. See, that's dangerous. Then you also have something inside of yourself with the black moon Lilith in Virgo, where it's never enough. You're never enough. You're never good enough. You're never smart enough. You're never quick enough. You've never been better. You know, there's so much stuff inside of you and nothing adds up. Nothing adds up. And it starts to fuck with you. It fucks with you from the inside out. Your mind eats at you. This right here is insanity. See, this is right here where people have to do the same thing over and over and over again. And when they do the same thing over and over again, what's that? That's the definition of insanity, because they're expecting different results and they keep doing the same shit over and over and over again, because that's the only way that they can ever see themselves being stuck. It's like a routine. It's something that's an everyday process for them. It's an every minute expression. This is the black moon Lilith in Virgo. These are compulsive people. They're maniacally meticulous. This is where the devil's in the details. This is where they pick everything apart. They pick every relationship apart. They pick every person that they're involved with apart. They pick themselves apart. This is where people who can get obsessed with a certain trait. And anything that doesn't reflect that trait is now dirty to them. These are people who can have those obsessive and compulsive disorders. These are people who can really have personality disorders. These are people who just don't give a fuck about things unless they're perfect. And for them, perfect is something that is to be worshipped or desired. Perfection. They're in search of an unrealistic perfection. And that's dangerous. That's the truth. People with the black moon Lilith in Virgo, they're easily mentally disturbed. They're very nervous. They're very sensitive, but they're also coldly logical. You know, when I think about the black moon Lilith in Virgo, you know what I think about? I think about when Denzel Washington on Training Day, when Lonzo got that shotgun and he cocked it back, he said, I can get surgical with this bitch, Jake. I'm talking about that. Yeah. These are people who are too smart for their own good. This is the black moon Lilith in Virgo. This is a dangerous mindset. Yeah. These are compulsive people. People who are maniacally meticulous or meticulously maniacal. They're nervous. They're easily excitable. They pick everything apart. They themselves, they could never be enough to themselves. So how could you ever add up? They're very sensitive, but they're coldly logical. is a person that looks at other people and sees only imperfections. Yeah. What you laughing at, Jobias? I'm just the truth, man. The people that got the Black Moon, Lilith, and Virgo, man. Oh, you talking about creating? They can be weird, man. The motherfuckers can be real fucking, and then they can be. You have some of them that are real neat freaks, and some people, and then you have some of them that fucking, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? My sister has the Black Moon, Lilith, and Virgo. She's also a Virgo moon. She's also a Virgo moon. Hold on, let me help my boy out right here. I made you a moderator now, Jabaya, so it'll let you know anytime I'm here. But yeah, man. These are the people who only see what they want to see, and a lot of times they see imperfections. They see the flaws in your character. And they're looking for an unrealistic perfection. And when they can't find it in themselves, it becomes a danger to other people. That's the Black Moon, Lilith, and Virgo. And that's why they're number 5 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5. Most dangerous placements. Yeah. That's what's up, Dr. Jedi, Vampire, God King. You got to be a Virgo moon the way you broke down my birth shit in public the other day. Don't be doing that shit. You don't know, people might be looking for me. You might be the feds. Don't do that, fam. I don't even know how you got my birthday. Got me scared. But let's get to number 4. Number 4 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. This will be universally accepted. This is Venus in Scorpio. Oh, if you've ever been in a relationship with a person that has Venus in Scorpio, or if you have Venus in Scorpio yourself, you know you can be dangerous. You know that you're obsessive and that your feelings operate at extremes. So you either love or you hate. And either one of them are dangerous to the next motherfucker. See, that's the truth. If you hate somebody, that's dangerous to them. If you love somebody, that's even more dangerous because you don't trust that shit. You want to feel it, but you don't trust it. You loving or hating a person could make you equally dangerous. It's equally dangerous for the other person, whether they're loved or hated by the Venus and Scorpio individual. They don't trust and they're intensely passionate. That's the truth. With Venus and Scorpio, they've tried to tell you, like, they might even ask you, can I trust you? I'm married to a Venus and Scorpio. I know, but they might look at you and say, can I trust you? Can I trust you? Can I trust this? You also have to look at the fact that people with Venus and Scorpio, they want that intensity. They want that chaos. They're attracted to that shit. They want that shit to get dangerous. They want that shit to get too intense. That's what they're looking for. That's what the fuck they're looking for. They want that shit to get complicated and toxic. Toxic is sexy. They'll make it toxic. They don't trust you. It don't matter. And if you somebody that can be trusted, they don't want you for real. I'm trying to tell you, man. With Venus and Scorpio, man, sex is a weapon. You can fuck around and get caught in a Venus flytrap. You can fuck around and get hit in your motherfucking soul. Somebody might fuck around and snatch your shit. And then they don't fucking trust you. They stalking you the whole time. You have no privacy. You have no motherfucking privacy. I'm sitting here right now looking at y'all on camera, and there's a camera in my bedroom right there. And it ain't for the sex. My wife done put cameras all up in the house. She's a Capricorn with Venus and Scorpio. She has cameras in every room of the house except the kids' bedrooms. But in our bedroom, in the living room, in the dining room, in the kitchen, hallway, there's cameras. For real, you could be walking through the hallway and she'll start talking through the camera to your ass. I thought you said you was going to work. Why was you jacking off? Who was you? What was you jacking off to? Like anything can happen. Like you don't know. Like motherfucker, you like. The thing is, that shit is crazy. But with Venus and Scorpio, man, their feelings operate at extremes, and they're attracted to that danger and that toxicity. They also express it themselves. They embody it. They embody intensity. Like for real, like man, they embody that intensity. Like what the fuck? And if you fuck them over, they gonna get you. There's gonna be a time where Venus and Scorpio is gonna say you shouldn't have played with my feelings. There's some people that they didn't really fucked over that they feel like fucked over them. They played with their feelings. There's somebody that hit that motherfucking thing. Somebody that fucked them and sucked them like they never been fucked and sucked, and now they didn't caught feelings, and they didn't warn you like don't do that to me because I catch feelings, and when I catch feelings, I'm crazy. You know, I like to get a little crazy. Yeah. They like it a little crazy. And then also they get into those situations where if you played with them, you play with their feelings, which they wanted you to do. They wanted you to play with their feelings. But once you play with their feelings, now y'all in the game. Y'all in the game of life or death. And they don't give a damn if you die or they die. This is where it gets real sexy. Because now we're fucking in the crazy zone. Now we're in the motherfucking danger zone. Guess what, motherfucker? Now we in it. And they like that shit. That's all they trying to do is get into that motherfucking crazy zone. That's what they want. Let's get fucking crazy. That's where they at with it. Let's get fucking crazy. I like crazy. Venus and Scorpio, they ready to stalk you. If they ain't stalking you, that dick wasn't good. If they ain't stalking you, that shit, none of that shit wasn't right. That's the truth. If you fuck with a Venus and Scorpio, if they ain't stalking you, if they ain't obsessed with you, you ain't did what you were supposed to do. They just playing. But there's a certain insanity. I'm talking about an intense insanity that comes with Venus and Scorpio. That's the truth of that shit. What's up, Osmi? Venus and Scorpio, their feelings are volatile. They also hate people. There's some people that they hate. They fucking hate you. And they'll do anything to destroy you. They play dirty. They play dirty. They let your secrets be weapons. They will expose you. They will fucking kill you. They will take you down, man. That's the truth. Venus and Scorpio is obsessive. It's dangerous. Yeah. Yeah. It'll have you in a bind. Fuck with your mind. As soon as you get that tingle up your spine, your soul is mine. That's why Venus in Scorpio is number 4 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Yeah. Now, let's go to number 3. Numero 3. Number 3 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Aries moons. When you see Aries moon people, you automatically realize you're dealing with somebody who's fearless and impulsive. And they're people whose emotions reside on the surface. So there are people who act on whatever the fuck they're feeling unapologetically and without thinking. And they can be reckless and violent. You want to talk about Tupac? Tupac was an amazing artist because of his Gemini placements. But Tupac's Aries moon got him killed. Him seeing Orlando Anderson at that casino after that Mike Tyson fight and him being hyped up on that Tyson fight. And him just running across the theater or striding across the theater and stealing off on a known... Tupac was not a Virgo. Tupac's birthday is June 16th. Tupac is a Gemini sun, Aries moon. I'm a professional. I would know this. And so, the truth is, Aries moons have these impulsive emotions. They're fearless. They're reckless. They can be violent. If you pop off to them, they hitting you. More than even an Aries sun or a Mars in Aries. Aries moons have a certain immaturity to them. Their emotions are so raw. If they feel it, they expressing it. And you also have to look at the nature of the fact that a Aries moon will take your shit. If they really want to, they'll take some shit too. Like there's dangerous. There's a certain bravery that's dangerous. There's a certain impulsivity that is scary. Scary. A Aries moon will do something to you if you play with them. They about that life. They about that action. Them is not no bitches. Tupac was not a gang member. He might have got involved at the end. Tupac was not a motherfucking big old bad, but Tupac didn't give a fuck. That was where his motherfucking problem came, is he didn't give a fuck. When you see people that don't give a fuck, that's an issue. Ain't nothing more dangerous than a motherfucker who's willing to act on how they feel. A Aries moon will beat your motherfucking ass. A Aries moon could rape you. Mars and Aries might be more prone, but that's the truth. They'll take that shit. Because they didn't hear you say no. They didn't hear you say no. They weren't listening. They was acting. Yeah. They will beat your motherfucking ass. And they don't hold grudges. It's about the impulse. It's about doing their thing. Right then. That's the truth, man. That Aries motherfucking moon is a dangerous placement. Mars in Aries is impulsive, but it's Mars. Mars is at home there. They're usually able to find an appropriate channel for that, even if they are impulsive. With that Aries moon, it's raw. Them are fucking raw, savage motherfuckers. The sun is exalted in Aries, so there's an awareness that comes with that sometimes can save them in situations. Not the moon. The moon is not aware there. The moon is acting without awareness. That's the truth. They'll take your shit. They'll break your shit. Fuck you think this is? This is that motherfucking Aries moon. This is the life of a goon. Yeah. For real. Them motherfuckers are dangerous. They're fearless. Somebody that's fearless is dangerous. Let me tell you, Mike Tyson is a Cancer sun, Sagittarius moon. And Mike Tyson talks of the time that he met Tupac. and that Tupac scared him. He was friends with them, but he said Tupac scared me. He said, they said, hey man, there's this dude that's starting fights at the front door of this club. He's like, I was at this club and they're like, hey man, there's this dude starting fights. And he said, so I went up there to the front of the club. You know, Mike went up there. I went up there to the front of the club. And he said, he's like, when I saw Tupac, I saw him taking like 5 guys on, and he's this little bitty dude. And these are huge bouncers. He said, these are huge bouncers. And he said, Pac, he said, I just saw his neck bulging out, and I saw them trying their hardest to hold him back. He's trying to fight all these dudes. And he said there was something in that scared me, because he said I've never seen anybody that fearless. He said I'm Mike Tyson. He said I'm not fearless. I'm not fearless. Nigga, I fought out of fear. He said, but this dude was fearless, and it scared me. That's the truth of what he said, is that Pac's fearlessness was terrifying. And that's a perfect example of that. An Aries moon will pop off. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. There's some great people that have Aries moon. Look, Heather Nielsen has Aries moon. She's just crazy. She's just a freak. But that Aries moon is a motherfucker. That Aries moon is dangerous. It's reckless. It can be violent. That's raw emotion expressed actively. Look, everybody getting crunked up, right? Look, everybody getting crunked up. You ready to show out? They will fuck your man. They will fuck your girl, because they wouldn't think about you. They was thinking about they was thinking about fulfilling that motherfucking fan. They was about fulfilling that feeling. They didn't even think about the implications or the consequences. They did that shit. They did it. They'll fuck right then and right there. They'll fuck you. They don't even be regretting it like some other signs. They don't even be regretting it. They just, hey man, like I had an episode. I had another episode. That shit dangerous. Motherfuckers have episodes. You stuck in the epilogue. But yeah, man, that fearlessness is terrifying. Their emotions reside on the surface. They act on however the fuck they're feeling. And they don't think about it. There's a certain honesty to it. But there's also a certain fucking recklessness. Yeah. It's funny that you say Tupac. And Tupac, the one thing he got accused of, even though he didn't do it, was rape or shooting somebody. But yeah, they pop off. They pop off. Those are young souls. They're here to experience those emotions. That's why they're so close to the surface. They're here to learn about the sensations, and so you got to be able to be brave. You got to attack it, but that bravery is dangerous, and that's why Aries moon is number 3. Number 3 on the list of the price list, top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Now we're going to get to number 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give 5 of y'all, whoever had the first 5 guesses, if any of y'all guess it right, I'll give you half price on the service. And some of y'all already get discounts. But any one of my services, well, any type of reading, whether it be a numerology reading, another reading, you get it. I'll give it to you half price. No, no. Scorpio moon, no. Mars and Scorpio, no. Cancer moon, no. That's 3. 2 more. Scorpio moon, no. Watkins Cat House. You just got it. Number 2 on the list. And you just hit me up. I got you. You can get anything half price. Number 2 on the list of the price list. Top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Cancer suns. People who have their sun in Cancer. What's up, Circle? And I happen to be a Cancer sun, so I know we're emotionally unstable. That's the truth. We're emotionally unstable. We have all of these feelings, but if we ever lose control of them, which we will, and we do, somebody ends up getting hurt. Cancers have killed people in those crimes of passion and in those emotional outbursts. Cancer will beat the shit out of you while they're crying and apologizing. I've done it. I don't know how many times I beat the dog shit out of somebody and I'm just crying about it. I feel so bad about it, but I couldn't control it. It's like everything I held in when they got me on that level, and I'll even be so mad at myself for letting myself get there. But if I get to that level, there's like once I get to that anger, there's a certain level of anger that I have to get into before I can stop. Like there's a certain level of anger there's a certain level that I got to get to before I can even chill. And that's a violent level. It's like I'm going to make myself madder and madder and madder until I get violent. And it's not me trying to box with you. This is me bashing your head off the concrete. I'm literally like a fucking madman, choking you and slamming your head into the concrete and trying to break your fingers and your arms. And like, I get into that motherfucking Cancer zone. Like there's this thing with when I lose control of my emotions, which I don't do it often, but when I do it, that it's a danger to me and everybody, because I'm probably going to go to jail, or I'm probably going to hurt somebody, or somebody's going to hurt me because I'm trying to hurt them. Cancer suns are dangerous, man. And yeah, no wonder nobody wants smoke with 50 Cent. It was because 50 Cent flies off the handle with the people that he hangs, like he loses his control of his emotions. And he's a Gemini moon, so he's crazy than a motherfucker. Cancer suns are the ones that end up hitting the people that getting into fights or assaulting the people that they love. Cancer suns are people who hold grudges. They hold grudges. We hold grudges. Yeah. We hold grudges. Motherfucker, I remember what you did. And I might not do nothing right now, but if you ever make me mad, I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of you and cry while I'm doing it because you did that shit to me. I remember. I can't wait for you to cross me so I can fucking hurt you. That's Cancer sun. That's what Cancer said. I'm a Cancer sun. I know, like, motherfucker, I might not do nothing right then, but I promise you, it's stored in my memory, and I don't forget shit. So I don't want nothing good to happen to you in your life. And if you ever cross me, I'm looking for an excuse to hurt you. We're emotionally abusive. When you get into a altercation with the Cancer sun person, they're gonna say the meanest things to you ever. Even if there's somebody that loves you, they've showed you all this love. If you get into an altercation with the Cancer sun, they're gonna say the meanest, most hateful shit that they can fucking think of. Like they're gonna be fucking so fucking cruel. Not cold like Capricorn. I'm talking about cruel. Yeah, because you've never got her like that. You're not somebody that's on her bad side. I'm sweet to a lot of people. There's a lot of people here that love the shit out of me. There's so many people that fuck with me to the deep level that they've never seen that to me, seen that side of me. But there's also a lot of people that I've went off on. There's a lot of people that I care about that I won't cross that line with. This is not Pisces where there's no boundaries. This is the truth. Like, if I don't know you, if you're not somebody that I care about, I will hurt your ass. If you fuck with somebody that I care about, I will hurt your ass. That's the truth. Like, motherfucker, I'll fuck you up. And I try to hold my feelings in all the time because I know my feelings are so volatile and they're so powerful. But when I lose control of them, somebody's getting fucked up. I might get fucked up. I might get my ass beat to motherfucking shreds. It's happened to me before. But I also might beat your ass. I might beat your face in. Might bite your motherfucking face off. You like, look at Mike Tyson.
Can I go to my friend's house?
No, you're home.
But it's time to be at Tristan's.
Huh?
It's time to be at Tristan's.
No, you stayed the night over there. It's time to come home. It's 3 o'clock. It's mama's almost home. But yeah, motherfucker will beat your face in. Look at Mike Tyson. Like I said, Mike Tyson is a Cancer sun. He was getting whooped by Holyfield. He bit his fucking ear. He bit his fucking ear. That's Cancer sun people. Like, look at that shit. Motherfucker will go crazy and trip the fuck out. We have all these emotions, but we're not stable with our emotions or our thoughts. And once we lose control, somebody's getting hurt. Ultimately, somebody's getting hurt. And it is what it is.
Can I go outside?
Over here, yeah.
Can I like cross the street to that playground?
Yeah. Hey! Did you eat something?
At like Tristan's house?
Yeah, blow your nose and make sure you're straight, okay? But yeah, man. Cancer suns are dangerous people, man. They're so emotionally unstable. They're hard to be in a relationship with. They're hard to know. They're hard for you not to know. Because if you don't know them, if they don't know you, it's even worse. Because they have a fear of you. And the worst thing you need is a Cancer to fear you. If a Cancer sun person fears you, you're probably in danger. The last thing you want is them to be scared of you. And I'm a great example. Like, man, the last thing you want to do is make me scared. If I'm not scared, I'm not really worried. But if you make me scared, I'm dangerous and unstable. I'll fuck your life up. I'll hurt you. I might kill you. Like, for real. And then when I lose control, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, I lose control. I lose control. I used to be a bouncer at a bar. And it was a very popular bar where there was hundreds of people that were there every week. Sometimes on Friday, there was 700 people in there. To where you could barely move through there. And there would be a patio where that you could barely move through. And so I worked at this bar. And yeah, I'm Mars and Capricorn, but I don't think that's it though. But I worked at this bar, and it's a perfect job for a Cancer. because it's like a family. Like you work there, this is like your house. This is you work here, and if you're a bouncer, especially for that, like you feel protective over this place, and so you're able to. And I'm usually able to do great. But if somebody put their hands on me, if somebody put they and it happened a lot, you're a bouncer and they be drunk. So something that happened and somebody put their hands on me, if I'm trying to break up a fight, or if they're just they or if they just get mad and put their hands, like, man, the shit that I did to them, the shit, like that shit was not. I should have went to jail a lot of times, because not only would I be beating them, but I would have the other bouncers holding them while I beat them. Like I would be tripping, man. Like I would be once I lost control of my emotions, like it's a fucking it's a problem. And with most Cancer Sun people, it's like that. And a lot of times we're able to keep control. A lot of times the control is easily to keep. It's real easy to keep, but once you do lose, like if you get drunk, I know this is another thing with Cancers. When they get drunk, that those emotions come out. Same thing with Capricorns too, which is just two sides of the same coin. But Capricorns and Cancers, those are the two signs that when they get drunk, you see different sides of them. Cancers be crying, they done started some shit, like that always happens. Capricorns just act out everything that they end up acting out everything that they've been holding in, and they hold in a lot because they're very restrained people. They keep a lot of discipline. So when they drink, they get loose and they show out. Cancers, when they drink, those emotions start flowing, and there's no way to hold them back. And so they go through a whirlwind of emotions, and so they're very dangerous when they've been drinking. Like Cancers be tripping, bro. And so once I get into that mode where I don't know how many times where I got drunk, I went and jumped and beat up my dad. And I'm not proud of it, but I got drunk and my dad trying to calm me. I just beat up my fucking dad. Like, and there's another time my cousin whooped my ass because I was trying to beat up my dad. Like, there's just shit like, man, I have to learn how to control my emotions. And that's why I don't drink. I haven't drank in a year now, but I won't drink before that because I don't like I don't like the feeling of not being in control. I've always smoked. I couldn't drink because once I start drinking and I'm not in control, then I feel vulnerable, and I feel vulnerable to get myself in trouble or hurt somebody or anything. And so I have to be very cognizant of what I'm doing. And when I do drink, there's a certain level that I stop. But it's very dangerous. And there's also a thing to where my fears are dangerous. What's up, Bree Watkins? But yeah, all of that emotional instability, the fact that we hold grudges, the fact that if Cancer Suns lose control of their feelings, somebody's probably going to get hurt. That's why they're number 2 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Now that brings us to number 1. Numero uno. And number 1 on the list of the PrIcElEs top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. You should know this. This is Mars in Scorpio. Why? Because they're ruthless. They're masterfully manipulative. And when they get angry, when a Mars in Scorpio gets angry, they don't think about just winning or hurting their agitator. No, they think about eliminating the issue. Maybe even murder. Usually murder. I have a Mars in Scorpio brother who's a Scorpio sun and Mars in Scorpio. And when he gets mad, he immediately says some shit about murder. Like, bro, why'd you even take it there? I'll fucking cut. And he says some fucking crazy shit. I'll fucking cut your fucking eyeballs out and fucking feed them to you. I'll eat your fucking eyeballs in front of your shivering body. Like, he says that type, like, and it lets you know that's the type of shit that's on his mind. Whether he does it or not, it lets you know that that's that type of person. That's the type of shit his brain entertains. You know, as we say in the hood, that's the type of time this motherfucker's on. Like, damn, cuz, that's the type of time you want? Yeah. And if they want something, they can outmaneuver or outmanipulate anybody. And they can go harder and longer than you in any situation. They have an austere quality that can keep going harder and longer than anybody in anything. And they never run out of energy. They keep creating energy from somewhere inside of themselves. With Mars and Scorpio, they're dangerous people because when they're angry, they're ruthless. Motherfucker will kill you. See, some people have that line. I have a sister who's a Scorpio moon also, and it's Mars and Scorpio. And the truth of the matter is, she has killed people. She's tried to kill me. She stabbed me in my fucking neck. She cut her husband with a box cutter across his back and his chest, where he had to get like 192 stitches across his back and his chest because she cut him with the box cutter. She killed somebody in her car. That's the truth. For her, that is, it's different. For some people, they don't have that line. See, I have that line. I don't want to kill nobody. I'll fight you. I'm not a killer. I don't know what I would do if I was forced to kill somebody. I pray that I'm never in that situation. But I'm not no motherfucking killer. But motherfucking killers, you can tell my sister is a killer. Always has been. Always has been. She just doesn't have that line in her. Some people have that line. Some people don't. They don't have that line. They think about murder. If you piss them off, they didn't think about hitting you. They thought about fucking bashing your head in or shooting you or stabbing you or hooking you up to the back of a trailer and dragging your body behind it for everybody to see like Achilles did motherfucking Hector. Not everybody's capable of murder. Mars in Scorpio is capable of murder. Literally. And if they want something and you're in their way, they will eliminate your ass. That doesn't mean you might get killed because of that, because you have to really anger them for them to kill you. But what they will do is fuck your life up, fuck your world up, make you not a motherfucking factor anymore. They play dirty. They'll fuck you off. That's the truth. I'm talking about like Mark, John, and Luke. This the gospel. Let me drop this gospel on you. Mars and Scorpio is dangerous, man. They're ruthless. They're masterfully manipulative. And when they're angry, they don't think about winning or hurting you or beating you. They think about eliminating your ass. I'm talking about murder. Yeah, and they'll use you. They're ruthless. They'll use you. They'll use you. They'll drain you of resources and deplete you. Destroy your life. They ain't got to kill you openly. They'll just drain your fucking soul from you. They'll take everything from you. The fuck you mean? Yeah. Mars and Scorpio will eliminate your ass. My sister's a mother. She's not, I mean, it is what it is, but she'll fucking kill your ass. I've seen it. She stabbed me in my motherfucking neck with a piece of glass this long and this big around. In my jugular, or 2 inches from my jugular. You see that scar right there? I have a scar right here on my neck. She gouged my ass. Yeah, and they can outmaneuver or outmanipulate anybody. They can outmaneuver or outmanipulate anybody. But yeah, she got mad about some shit. Me and her was arguing and shit, and she fucking broke she broke the ashtray on my face. And then when I pushed her off of me, like, man, oh, that didn't hurt. She came up with a piece of glass and just stabbed me in my neck right there. I was 17 years old. Stabbed me in my motherfucking neck. In front of my grandmother, in front of my dad, in front of her mom, in front of everybody. She's my half sister. Stabbed me. That shit right there was eye-opening. I almost lost my life. Oh, sexually, they're dangerous too. They'll put something on you you won't never be able to motherfucking fathom. They're intensely passionate. And they have extreme energy. Boundless extreme energy. And so that ruthlessness, that masterfully manipulative nature, that fact that they don't think about beating you up. They think about killing you. That's why Mars in Scorpio is number 1 on the list of the price list. Top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Yeah. And look at them, all the Mars and Scorpio in the chat like, yeah, I'll kill somebody. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Look, remember that time I stabbed that mother? Remember that time I stabbed my brother with them chopsticks? Remember that time I fucking shot that dude? Remember that time I bit that dude's fucking nose off? Remember I ripped that dude's throat out like Rick off Walking Dead? Like, y'all motherfuckers are crazy. All of that is the price list top 5 most dangerous placements. So let's give a quick rundown. Let's run back through real fast before I go. Number 5 on the list of the price list top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. The Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. Because they're compulsive, they're maniacally meticulous, they're nervous, they're easily mentally disturbed. They're very sensitive, but they're also coldly logical. I'm talking about that serial killer type shit. And they only see what they want to see, and they always see flaws. They're the type of people who can chase a delusion of perfection to the point where it creates an obsession that becomes dangerous. Come in. Yeah. That's what that was. Now, number 4 on the list of the price list top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology was Venus in Scorpio. Because they're obsessive. They're stalkers. Their feelings operate at extremes. They either love you or they hate you, and both are equally dangerous to you. Yeah. They don't trust nothing. And they want the crazy. They want you to make them crazy. They want you to make them stalk you. If they ain't stalking you, the love ain't real. That's the truth. If a Venus and Scorpio ain't stalking you, the love ain't real. They fucking are dangerous. Yeah. And them loving you is dangerous for you too, because they don't trust love. They love you, but they don't trust that shit. So now you're under constant investigation. You're under constant investigation. And they will find something wrong. They will catch you. And when they catch you, they're going to fuck you up because you shouldn't have played with them. But they wanted to be played with. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't have played with them. Like, man. Was there ever any of y'all that dealt with that shit in your neighborhood? Or were you that kid where, like, your parents say, hey, man, don't go over there fucking with what's her name? And you still, like, you didn't have nothing else to do, so you went over there fucking with what's the name, and you either got in trouble or got your ass whooped. And they told you, like, not to go over there fucking with what's the name. But you really, like, you had to go over there fucking with what's the name. This is Venus in Scorpio. What's the name? Like, you should, like, man, like, it's sexy. It seems, but that shit is crazy and toxic. That's the truth. It's crazy and toxic. Venus in Scorpio is a motherfucker. Motherfucker. Yeah. That's why they're number 4 on the list of the price list. Top 5 most dangerous placements. Now, let's get to number 3. Number 3 on the list of the price list, top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Aries moon, because they're fearless. Fearlessness is dangerous. They're impulsive. Their emotions reside on the surface. They act on however they feel. That shit is raw. They're savage. That can make them reckless and violent. That's why Aries moon is number 3 on the list of the price list, top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Now, number 2. Number 2 on the list of the price list, top 5 most dangerous placements. Cancer suns. People who have their sun in Cancer are emotionally unstable. And they hold grudges. And if they ever happen to lose control, and they will, every now and then they will, somebody's getting hurt. Even if it's them themselves, somebody's getting hurt. They never forget. They really don't forgive either. They might not be mad anymore, but they haven't forgiven you. And I think that's something I've had to learn over time, is I've had to learn to stop saying I forgive people, because I don't forgive. I might not be mad anymore, but I didn't forgive you. I never forgave you. I won't never forgive you. I might not be tripping no more, but I ain't never forgave you for you hurting me, or you fucking with me, or you making me feel insecure, or you making me feel some type of way. Because I never forget those emotions. I can never forget that feeling. The problem is, anybody that's ever made me feel anything, as a Cancer sun, anybody that's ever made me feel anything, I remember that shit, good or bad. So you made me feel some type of way. You fucked with me. You fucked over me. I might fuck your life up. I might fuck you up. I might beat your motherfucking face in. That's the Cancer suns. They're dangerous. I'm not hard. I can't control my emotions. That's not hard. That's soft. That's sensitivity. I'm older now, I can, but when I lose control, it's not healthy. This is what we're talking about, Cancer sun people. People who have their sun in Cancer in astrology. You might not be able to understand it. So, yeah. This is emotional instability. This is the sun in Cancer. This is what it was, cuz. Now, that brings us to number 1. Number 1 on our list of our price list, top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Mars in Scorpio, because they're masterfully manipulative. They can outmaneuver or outmanipulate anybody. And if they're angry, they're ruthless. And if you offended them or pissed them off, they're not thinking about hurting you or beating you up. They're thinking about killing your ass. I'm talking about eliminating the issue. These motherfuckers will kill you, man. Like they don't think about winning. They think about killing. Yeah. That's the truth. And that's the price list, top 5 most dangerous placements in astrology. Your name is Cheesy One Nacho, and you talk about some clown shit. Shut the fuck up. If anybody has any questions, we're here for a few more minutes. 15 more minutes and then we're gone. 15 more minutes and we out. Let's make it count. You have to ask one of them already. I just did the review. No, I'm not an atheist. I'm a God-fearing man, Ryan Jones. There's a lot more dangerous placements, but that's the top 5. The priceless top 5. Look in the 5th house for gambling traits. Uranus in the 5th house. Mars in the 5th house. Jupiter in the 5th house. Those are gamblers. You gamble in the 5th house. What about an Aries sun and Scorpio moon? That's dangerous to the motherfucker too. Yeah, you dangerous to the motherfucker. Ryan Jones, no, I don't believe every single word in the Bible. I'm not a Christian. I'm a God-fearing man. That doesn't mean you're a Christian. Most athletic aspects or positions in a natal chart. You're gonna look at those Aries placements and those 1st house placements. Leo placements. Sagittarius. Don't forget Sagittarius is a lot of athletes. Matter of fact, even more than Aries placements, I see Sagittarius placements in athletes' charts. Especially football players and basketball players. Boxers too, and a lot of it. But you see Cancer Sun boxer people. You see a lot of Cancers in those MMA and boxing. You see a lot of Libras in boxing. You see Pisces in boxing. So yeah. Floyd Mayweather, Pisces. Errol Spence Jr., Pisces. Terrence Crawford, Libra. Anthony Joshua, Libra. Even Deontay Wilder, Libra. You see Scorpio too. You see Tank Davis and Devin Haney, Scorpios. Mike Tyson is a Cancer Sun, Sagittarius moon. Canelo Alvarez is a Cancer Sun, Taurus moon. Oscar De La Hoya is a Cancer Sun. I don't know his moon. But yeah. Damn, Mia, tell your son to let me hold something. I need to borrow some money. Shit, I need somebody to hit that cash out for me. Tell me to hit, hit that out. Hit that out. Hit that out. Hit that ass. Oh. Yeah, it's a beautiful, positive vibe. What's up, Cruz Apodaca? We got 11 more minutes. Let's make it count. Any more questions? How to build a career with a Cancer midheaven and a Cancer Lilith in the 10th house. You got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You got to do something that's helping nurture people or express your emotions or nurture people's emotions. You might even have to do something that's working from home. Something you could also be in some type of culinary sphere. There's a lot of stuff with Cancer stuff. I appreciate it, Cruz. You the man. Sarah Rodriguez, you said you're into MMA and your whole life, and you're into MMA your whole life. Libra Sun, Pisces rising. It was the priceless top 5 most dangerous placements. Number 5 was Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. Number 4 was Venus in Scorpio. Number 3 was Aries moon. Number 2 was Cancer sun. Number 1 was Mars in Scorpio, brother. What do I think about the solar eclipse in Aries? A lot of fire energy. We'll talk about that as it comes. It's a big deal. Positive bits of the black moon, Lilith in Virgo. I mean, there's a lot of positive. You're very intelligent. You see the details that most people miss, but that also is a problem. You can get stuck on those details. You know what I'm saying? Get stuck in those motherfucking details. You said, does having a Scorpio and Pluto in Scorpio in the 6th influence natal Mercury in any ways? I don't think so. No. Can I explain what I mean by dangerous specifically for Aries moon? Aries moon don't give a fuck sometimes. Y'all are reckless. Y'all can be violent. Y'all will fight. Like I said earlier, Tupac, his Aries moon is what got him killed. Him willing to go just steal off on Orlando Anderson, a known rider, a motherfucking drug dealer that will, and a crip that will kill you. To just go steal off on somebody. For people that have Aries moon, their emotions are raw and on the surface, so they act on how they feel, and that's dangerous. They have a bravery and a recklessness that's dangerous. They're impulsive, and that's dangerous. They can be violent. That's the truth. Do Aries and Gemini go well together? Yes. Eric Marquez, you said your natal Mars return is happening in the 1st house. What can be seen about that? Shit. I mean, you're going to have a lot of energy, but you have to find some type of direction to channel it into, especially if it's in Pisces. You have to find an appropriate channel or it's going to be confusing and make things harder for you, make things more complex. Do Aries and Gemini? Yeah, I already answered that. Yeah, what is Aries moon with 22 degrees? Trouble? Shit, a wild one? You wild. You have a wild streak. Let's say that. Whoever that is. Dimitri K, you're a Gemini with the Aries moon. Think about Tupac. You're like a warrior poet. You're very intelligent. You're very quick on your feet, but you're very ready to use your hands. You have an electric energy. Very quick on your toes. You said, what about Venus in Scorpio for men? What does that imply for us? The same shit. Intensely passionate and half-ass crazy. Obsessive. What's the worst and best thing about Capricorn suns? They're disciplined. They're disciplined, but the other part is they fucking take everything too seriously. In synastry, moon in the 8th house with Uranus and Neptune. Here you go with the house lords and all that shit. I don't want to decipher all of that. Just ask it straight up, Tawny. We got 5 minutes anyway. We're finna make this count. I gotta go in 5 minutes. Is Sun conjunct Mars dangerous? Yes, if you don't have an outlet for that dynamic energy that's inside of you. You need it. You have so much energy and bravery, and you need some type of outlet for that shit. If you don't, that shit becomes a problem. Best money makers. We can definitely look at that. I've done that before, but yeah. We can look at most money makers. Lilith opposite Mars. Lilith opposite Mars. At least it's not conjunct. You don't act, you do pretty well to not act on your Lilith, but every now and then you act out of character and you have to find a balance. It's like you're leaning to that Lilith and you're like, that's not how you usually move. And so when you do that, it can create an imbalance in your life to where you're kind of picking up the pieces. Sun conjunct Mars in where? Sun conjunct Mars doesn't matter. Sun conjunct Mars is going to be a lot of energy regardless. You have to find the appropriate channel. I love you. Uranus square ascendant. You taking freedom on as a religion. Like, your freedom takes precedence over everything else. Like, it has a control over your character. So you don't want to be what anybody expects. So sometimes you'll just switch it up, and sometimes you'll just be completely different than ordinary logic would have us, surmise. So all of a sudden it's just, and it's because of either what you're trying to do or what you're trying to show, or what it really is inside of you is in conflict with your true character. But yeah, other than that, you don't sacrifice your freedom for anything. So sometimes you're willing to act out of character and do something differently dynamically in order to just prove a point. I have a very supercalifragilistically expeditious personality, something like that. So, this has been a great session. I thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate all the love and support. And hey Mia, you said spread your wings. You're the same. Lilith, Uranus in Scorpio, third house. Your Uranus is 0 degrees. I believe it. God's color, you got to send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Y'all don't get at me in my comments about readings. I'll send you a price list if you just get me at me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. But yeah, I definitely need the business. Get at me. Watkins Cat House, you got a half price reading. Let me know when you want it. What's wrong with my eyes? I have beautiful eyes. What's wrong with your soul? What's wrong with your personality? You could have just swiped up. You took the time to type all of that. You look like a fool. Oof. Ooh, my neck hurts. Excuse me. Yeah, soul troll. This is a vibe tribe. We don't need a soul troll. You can take that shit to the soul group. They might like that shit. Let Dolo cuss your ass out. My Mars is in Capricorn. But yeah. And y'all talking about my teeth. See, it's Friday. Since it's Friday, I'm gonna put you up on game. See, when you got teeth like this, you can get that pearl tongue, you can get that clitoris in between there and make a motherfucker go into a motherfucking convulsion. What about Mars in Capricorn? Mars in Capricorn, I mean, Mars is exalted in Capricorn. You know when they say that big dick energy or that daddy energy, that's Mars in Capricorn. Even though Capricorn is a feminine sign, people don't realize that. But yeah, I handle my shit like a boss. I have stamina. I got Mars in Capricorn. I don't waste my time on bullshit. It's well regulated, beautifully concentrated. It's gut wrenching and cervix touching. All of that shit. I'm Mars in Capricorn. They call me Dr. Longstroke in some circles. Yeah, let me let me go ahead. Hold on. Mr. Ricky, what's up? Yeah. I got a crazy spoon. They call me the ladle. What I do is I get that long, because it can't just be a regular spoon. This ain't even a wooden spoon. This is a ladle. It reaches all the way down into the bottom of that motherfucking cup, and it stirs all that crazy up. All that crazy shit you have inside of you, I done stirred it up with that ladle. Now you insane. Now you stalking me. Yeah. That's what I do. I teach you stuff in your mind that nobody else be able to teach you. I stimulate you with knowledge. I take you to a whole different elevation. Now I was vibrating. We vibrating together. Now you shaking. Now you convulsing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I got to get on to my kids just a second before we go. Jaheem! I'm about to be gone. So, I do Pluto through Aquarius transit journey readings. I talk about Pluto going through everything it's going to go through as far as aspecting things in your chart for the next 20 years. As it goes to Aquarius, I suggest you get one at me. Get at me with one. For any of y'all that want natal chart readings, I do not only audio natal chart readings, which is like a hour-and-a-half audio of me breaking down your chart. I also do phone call readings and Zoom sessions where we get on. I do consultations by the hour. I also have one more apprentice that I'm accepting. So yeah, get at me. I do solar return readings. I do synastry readings. Whenever you're ready, send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. That's MR.TURNER1300@gmail.com. Now we're